The Color of Fall, Chapter 1. Amber stepped out of her car, the crisp autumn air filling her lungs as the vivid colors of fall enveloped her. Golden amber and crimson leaves fluttered from the towering trees, creating a soft blanket on the sidewalk. The small town of Maplewood stretched before her, a picture-perfect postcard of quiet streets, charming houses, and local businesses that seemed untouched by time. She hadn't felt this sense of peace in a long time. The city had worn her down. The endless meetings, deadlines, and concrete buildings had left her longing for something simpler. What was meant to be a weekend getaway was already stirring something deeper within her. Maybe she needed more than just a weekend here. Maybe she needed to feel like she belonged somewhere. As she walked down Main Street, she passed a local bakery, its windows fogged with warmth. The smell of freshly baked bread mixed with the sweet aroma of pumpkin pie made her stomach rumble. A small smile tugged at her lips. It was like stepping into a scene from her favorite novel. Amber's steps slowed as she approached a diner on the corner. The sign above the door read Maple Diner, and inside, the warm glow of the lights beckoned her in. She hesitated for a moment, pushing her hair back before stepping through the door. The bell overhead chimed softly, announcing her arrival. The diner was cozy, with worn wooden tables and red vinyl stools lined up along the counter. A chalkboard on the wall listed the specials of the day: pancakes, omelets, and something called Grandma's apple pie. Amber couldn't help but feel a wave of nostalgia. This was the kind of place she had always dreamed about visiting. Far from the rushed lifestyle she'd been living, a man stood behind the counter, flipping through an order pad with practiced ease. His broad shoulders and tall frame caught her attention immediately, but it was his face that drew her in. His dark brown hair was slightly tousled, and a few days' worth of stubble lined his strong jaw. But it was his eyes that made her pause, warm and inviting, with a hint of something deeper, a quiet strength that intrigued her. "Morning," he said, glancing up as he set the pad down. His smile was easy, casual, as though he greeted every customer like a friend. "What can I get for you?" Amber blinked, snapping out of her reverie. "Oh, just a coffee, black, please." He nodded, grabbing a mug from beneath the counter and filling it with fresh coffee. "First time in Maplewood?" he asked, sliding the cup toward her. "Yeah," she replied, settling on one of the stools at the counter. "I'm just visiting for a few days, trying to get away from the city. Needed a break." "Well, you've picked a good spot for that," he said with a small chuckle. "Name's Sam. I run the place." "Amber," she replied, taking a sip of her coffee. "Nice to meet you." Before they could continue, the back door swung open and two kids burst into the diner, laughing as they ran inside. A boy, around 11, with the same brown hair as his father, skidded to a halt in front of the counter. "Dad, we finished our homework," the boy declared proudly, while a younger girl, maybe 8, followed closely behind. She tugged at her father's apron, looking up at him with wide eyes. "Can we help you now?" she asked in a sweet, hopeful voice. Sam chuckled and ruffled his daughter's hair. All right. Just make sure you don't get in the way." He turned to Amber, an apologetic smile on his face. "My assistants here are always eager to help out." Amber laughed softly, feeling a warmth she hadn't expected. There was something about Sam's easy demeanor and the way he interacted with his kids that made her feel at home. For the first time in a long while, she felt a spark of something that made her think maybe, just maybe, this town could be more than just a short retreat. As Sam moved back to the griddle, flipping pancakes with practiced ease, Amber couldn't help but steal glances at him. He was clearly a man who had been through something. There was a quiet tiredness behind his smile, a weariness in the way he carried himself. And yet, there was also strength, a steadiness that made her feel drawn to him. She couldn't explain it, but something about Maplewood felt different. And it wasn't just the town. It was the people, the warmth that radiated from them, especially Sam. Maybe it was the magic of the season, the way the vibrant colors of fall seemed to reflect the changes happening within her. Or maybe it was just the way Sam's smile made her feel like she belonged, even though she was just a visitor. Whatever it was, Amber knew one thing for certain. This small town, with its golden leaves and charming diner, was beginning to feel like something more than just a temporary escape. It was beginning to feel like home. If you like this chapter, please leave a comment below and stay tuned for Chapter 2 coming soon. Thank you.